Tobacco, I'm joined by Patrick Reynolds, Executive Director at Foundation for a Smoke-Free America. Welcome to the show.
Glad to be on board.
Now, China has been trying to ban smoking in public places in a few major cities like Shanghai. What sort of impact have we seen?
Well, the impact is dramatic and phenomenal. The prestigious Institute of Medicine in the United States published a study saying that within 6 months of banning smoking in communities, the different communities saw a decline of deaths from heart attacks ranging from 6% to 47%. So we've seen a dramatic decline of deaths from heart attacks within months sometimes when communities ban smoking.
And because people see a lot of the fallout from smoking, they're really taking some tough measures. We know that Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte signed an executive order. Now, this is a wide-ranging ban on public smoking and some of the toughest anti-tobacco measures in Asia. Just to give you an example, smoking and selling cigarettes will be banned in all enclosed public places, as well as within 100 meters of schools, parks, and other areas where children gather. And that's taking effect in 60 days. Not much time for companies to adjust. How do you think this will play out both on the local industry and beyond?
Well, I'm not sure the effect it'll have on the local tobacco industry, but I do know that this is one good thing that Duterte has done. And certainly he's following in the wake of around 111 nations, which have by now passed strong, comprehensive smoking bans from all restaurants and bars at the national level. The United States hasn't done it at the national level, but here, 30 states have banned smoking from all restaurants and bars statewide, and over half of the U.S. population is now covered by comprehensive smoking bans. Now, secondhand smoke, and I think the important message here is that secondhand smoke kills. It contains thousands of chemicals, carcinogens that cause cancer and heart disease, and it is an absolute killer. The one organization estimates that worldwide we're now seeing as many as 600,000 deaths a year from secondhand smoke. And the deaths from smoking, sadly, are in the millions annually.
Now, we're certainly seeing more countries taking this stricter line. So if they do, how do you think global tobacco companies might react? Will they simply shift their markets or perhaps turn to black market? Will that become more popular? What do you think?
Well, they're not banning the sale of tobacco. What they're doing is banning smoking in public places, as I understand it. Did I hear you say that Duterte has banned the sale of tobacco? I doubt it.
He's actually trying to ban smoking, yes.
He's banning smoking in public or banning the sale of tobacco?
Banning public use of cigarettes.
Yes, of course.
And also smoking and selling will be banned in all enclosed public spaces.
Right. Well, that is typical of the way that the rest of the world has enacted this kind of policy. Smoking is still legal, but it's become semi-legal. And the fact is that the rights of non-smokers to breathe air that won't give them heart disease or cancer really trump the rights of smokers to smoke in public.
Now, what about this idea that if you do start to ban the cigarettes in certain areas, in certain public areas, what could the potential negative fallout be from these bans?
What could the which, I'm sorry?
What could the potential negative fallout be from having some of these curbing of smoking and these bans?
What could the medical fallout be? Well, as I mentioned, the prestigious Institute of Medicine said that we saw a huge decline of heart attacks in communities that have banned smoking, sometimes up to 47%, sometimes within a few months of the ban taking effect. So secondhand smoke, make no mistake, it's a killer. And today is World No Tobacco Day. And we are really at a time when banning smoking in public is just an idea whose time has come. In the bigger picture, we have seen not just smoking bans, but higher tobacco taxes and education of kids in schools, regulation of tobacco, for example, by the FDA here in America. Those policies taken together are a powerful formula for cutting smoking rates among kids when we start educating them in schools, as many states in America have done, not all of them, but we are seeing a powerful government policies combining higher taxes, smoking bans, and education of young people through mass advertising campaigns, education in schools. Those things are scientifically proven to work. And for those of you out there who think that regulation is just a bad idea, no matter what the regulation is, think again. You know, in the big picture, we live in complex times and complex problems we have, and sometimes the solutions are complex. You can't just have an oversimplified ideology that says, don't tax, don't regulate. Because I'm here today to tell you that tobacco taxes and tobacco regulations and smoking bans get kids to not start, they get people to quit, and it's going to save lives. So some regulation, targeted, pinpoint, laser-focused regulations are a good thing for our economies around the world. We just have to be smart.
And certainly that's why we're seeing more governments taking this on. Thank you so much. We'll have to leave it there. Patrick Reynolds, Executive Director at the Foundation for a Smoke-Free America.